Yeah, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another great episode of Grubbs Bill. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do. Smash that like button. I'm sure smash that share notification button. We got another new great episode today. Um, Kind of like the other episode from the other day, and I feel like that should be a path we should stay on for a minute. Cause it's weather break, and I can get outside to the building and other stuff. So, what I want to talk about today is three components to content creation. A lot of people they, they, like, take a lot of my. So I'm not saying it was stupid. It didn't make sense. Everything made sense. Everything was fine. It just was a simple fact as far as being structured. When you look at these videos are kind of pre-watched by robots. So they look for a certain segment and steps and things to a video that they're presenting. They present to the algorithm. So if you in a video first 3 minutes and you already all over the place, it's probably not going to get good reviews. So it's always good to try your best to stay on topic. A little key to success. What I tell people is I use something I created called a ticker. Some of my past channel videos, I used to use it. Like I like the ESPN Journal World on the side. They got all the topics that they plan on talking about. They also got a timer for a certain amount of time and then talk about the topic, which is a pretty good idea for the content creators because if you know that you got 3 minutes to get everything out about this topic before you move on to the next one, that kind of keeps you on track. Sometimes people make mistakes and just run over time. It's like being a comedian or being a musical artist and you on stage, you lose track of time and you're enjoying yourself, you're working. So I feel to me that's like the number one key thing to studying, staying on topic. Staying on topic and watching the time. Sometimes I even take an extra phone and set a timer up so I can see how long I'm actually recording. You know, that's if the software doesn't have a timer up in the corner for you to be able to know how long you've been talking and things like that. But I know that's like to me that's the most important thing that I had to achieve before I actually could say or felt comfortable saying that I was a content creator. Step number two is the open mindedness. You have to be very open minded because if you knew everything about making money online or being a content creator or a designer, you wouldn't be starting at zero, starting at 100. So you got to keep that in mind. Any piece of information that you can get your hands on, anything that's makes sense to the cause, then you need to really take heed and understand it. Read it 100 times. Read it 200 times until it gets full to you, where you begin to execute. We're in a world where most videos are searching. So if they looking at the video, most people want to watch the video with you and then search exactly what you're telling them to talk about so they can see if it's true or not. So that's just the time that we live in. We live in fact bad time. So everybody wants to prove somebody cap or lying, so they won't go check it immediately. So I say that's always important too. Have all your facts in a row. A lot of guys don't understand the term, which I'll say it for last. Scripts. Now, most people hear the word script, they think about TV show, movie, dumb shit like that. No, what a script is pretty much like your cue cards. That's your information, your topics and stuff like that. It's kind of writes it out for you, but who's going to sit there and read it word for word like you're a newscaster against a teleprompter? I highly doubt it. So, where a script is used in the podcasting world, it's pretty much just for notes. You could have a guest up there that did a lot of things, and you don't want to miss something you want to talk about. You might have a guest where you don't have a lot of time to talk about everything. So you might want to write up the key things that your fans want to know or the world want to know, you don't want to sit there and ask them about their childhood. You got 2 minutes to talk. So scripts are very, very important because they do every step of what I'm telling you. It kind of keeps you on topic for sure because it's in the script. As far as having the information correctly, it's in the script. You kind of just studying your script and then you just going at it from there. So I would say the number third thing would be the performance, the comfortability. It was a point in time where I wasn't just comfortable just turning this camera on and going to work. I used to be like, I don't feel like it right now. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I had to realize that content creation is a job. So you don't feel like going to work, you don't feel like making money. And then when you have channels and you have people following and subscribing, they're getting up looking for you. That's why they wasted their time to subscribe to you. So now you got an obligation to get up and put this work in for the people that's looking for you and checking for you, your subscribers, your followers, and your fan base. So you definitely need to keep that in key. So, you know, just make sure the main 3 things stay in your mind. So we're gonna do a little recap because I know people thought that these were gonna be actual physical tools, but it's not. These are greater than actual physical tools because you need them too. As far as how I kind of structure my situation, my topics, I normally like my platforms are based off of stuff that I watch. I look at a lot of like, shade room, other things on social media. So I get a lot of, tea and celebrity stuff and so on and so forth. I also have other sources to, fact check things before I put them out. That's why I don't talk about it. I don't think you'll find one story on my page to where I lie. I really do my homework before I actually put topics out on whatever I'm doing because I don't want nobody to look at me as a liar. And I understand clickbait is successful, but I read the comments from clickbait and people be pissed when they click that joint. Yeah, they clicked it, you got your view. You even got a comment, but you're gonna get a thumbs down too because you tricked them and it has nothing to do with what you said it was or any of it. But those are the key things to do. But overdoing, like I said, reading your script, checking your facts, going through time after time, making sure it sound right, and you can even make sure you write it out and yeah, the way you feel comfortable reading. That's the thing I like too. I like it, to my liking, like to sound like me and how I would structure my stuff. Like it's a whole lot to it. But once you get everything in a pot, you become a brilliant content creator. I make content for different types. And that's when I remember they used to always use this term back in the day called niche marketing, target niche, all this stuff like that. And I never really fully understood the concept of the word niche because I would have been like, okay, let me pick a category, or let me pick a topic and just shoot a podcast off the topic. Everything was niche filled, weight loss, skincare, golf. Everything was niche at the time. Then it started to become where it's just about the person. I mean, there's some guys that's been on here through the storm still was doing them what they're doing now back then. That's why I guess they're big YouTubers. For me, like I said, I came and went a few times, but I never really stayed dedicated because I didn't understand it like I do now. Ever since I had grasped the concept of understanding of putting together, what I consider a good content, and evidently with the people who subscribe consider it good content, I just, you know, said I take those steps that I shared with you. Um, AI driven, not really. I use AI for some stuff, but picking content is different. Like you gotta want to talk about. For me myself, I can't go to AI and tell it to give me a topic because it's gonna give me something to talk about that's popular. But it might not be like something I care to talk about. So I normally pick my own topics from my research and then we go correspond together to do deep research put the script together, so on and so forth, and then also the SEO, posting information and things like that. You could definitely use ChatGPT for that. You know, the YouTube titles, description, keywords, hashtag research. It does all of that. You can do A/B testing. They give you a couple different versions of your titles because that's what might not have a response. And before we go, I'm gonna give y'all one last little tip, which I wasn't gonna give, but I'll throw it in there for y'all. When you upload a video to YouTube and you notice that it gets no views, believe it or not, it is possible for a YouTube video to get views with 0 subscribers. It's very, very possible. It's possible for you to actually, you can actually get views to a 0 subscriber page. Believe it or not, YouTube actually, if you do good SEO on your video, YouTube will actually give it impressions. It will pop up in some searches, and suggested video. So it is possible. So if you made a YouTube video with from scratch with 0 subscribers, it could possibly get views with no problem if you follow these 3 steps. If your thumbnail is up to par, it's definitely required. I always tell people create 2 thumbnails per video. One might react better than the other one. You don't know, you just have to try it. Same thing with titles. I always come up with at least 2 or 3 titles. Some don't perform well. I can go with the clickbait, but I don't prefer to, so I try to come up with more SEO friendly titles to actually match the video. Your descriptions, that's very, very important. I feel that they should be a good lengthy description. You got up to 5,000 characters. You can put a whole damn near novel in there. And, you know, that's the best information. Keywords. Back in the day, people would think it's smarter to put 40, 50 keywords. You do not have to put 40, 50 keywords. You can actually put a good 6 to 8. They need to be related to the topic. As far as what I say, my advice for keyword topic, it's always going to be based off of your title and your description. My theory is at least 3 words of everything dealing with that video should be in all 3 areas. 3 words of that should be in your title, 3 words should be in your description, and those same 3 words should be in your tag. That's my motto of SEO. It's a couple other niches to it. Definitely the thumbnail, that's important. I mean, it's not really good to release your video without a thumbnail. Some people have success, see better. But you got a more attractive and eye-catching thumbnail. But like I said, I hope this stuff helps. And got plenty of tips and tricks. You just comment below. I might shoot another video, anything that's, not understanding or getting you caught up dealing with the whole, website building, AI situation, anything that's dealing with the online world, I can answer questions. So just shoot me a question and I'll definitely get back to it. Before we go, please make sure you check out the sponsor, heartandstrikeclothing.com. Grab yourself a couple pieces of apparel, goes to a good cause. Each piece of apparel that you buy, we donate $1 to each foundation. And just go to the website, check it out for logistics. I'll make sure I put it down in the description. And as always, I'll see y'all guys next time.